Cut to the next night as the sun sets. The owls and wolves watch as young, injured pups wrestle. Cody is shown to be wrestling with a younger pup that happens to be missing an ear. This seems too cruel. All these wolves are injured. They shouldn't have to fight. I know, but try to understand. The beyond is harsh. The strongest survive, and the strongest of the weak are the ones who join the watch. The wolves of the watch are highly respected among the clans. They're said to be protected by Hul himself. Although, due to the nature of Gnaw wolves, we can never meet. Not quite true, young owl. A white female direwolf walks up to them. Galana McNamara, I beg your pardon. Is there a problem? I heard an inaccuracy, so I wanted to correct it. You see, while it is true that the wolves of the Sacred Watch aren't allowed to mate, this will stop being true once the Ember appears. The wolves of the Watch will be granted power. They will become stronger than the strongest wolf of the strongest clan. They will gain abilities that will be used to assist the Embered Owl. Any wolf who becomes mates with the wolf of the Watch will be lucky. But don't they have to focus on their duties? That is like saying that our chiefs can't find a mate for fear that it will get in the way of their duties. Yes, duty is important, and you must never shirk it. But it is also okay to think of yourself and what you want. So long as what you want is not obstructing your duties, you can do anything. But how do you know if what you want is obstructing your duty? Ask yourself this. Is focusing on what you want taking time away from your duties? Or is it causing anyone harm? That is how you will know. It appears as though the wrestling competition is almost over. Right. Corinne, you should go meet with Hamish. Right. See you guys later. Corinne flies away. Meanwhile, the wolf that Cody is facing growls as she lunges at him. Cody dodges out of the way, then leaps behind her and quickly grabs her by the tail and pulls her to the ground. She tries to get back up, only for Cody to pounce onto her back and pin her down. A wolf with a missing paw begins to speak. And that is the end of the wrestling contest. All victors of the wrestling contest make your way to the final test. Cody gets off his opponent and bends down to check on her. Are you okay? Yeah, thank you. You should get going. The race is about to start. Right. Cody walks away as two wolf commentators are speaking. The assortment for this year's choosing are really quite stellar. I haven't seen such a tight contest like this since I was a pup. Wow, that was a long time ago. Shut it! Anyways, to recap, first we had the gnawing of the bones, where a gnaw wolf must weave a story on a bone of their choosing. It was tough, but ultimately, 50 out of 100 bones were deemed acceptable. Indeed, the one who came in 50th, Cody McKeith, had a very pleasurable story, though his markings were barely legible. Edme, who came first in that contest, carved a beautiful story into her bone. The next contest was the howling, where he had to howl for the longest. It was neck and neck, but ultimately, 25 wolves were decided. Cody and Edme tied for 23rd in that contest, meaning that, for the first time in a decade, we had an even 24 wolves. Then it was time for the wrestling contest. Favorite of the West McKeith clan, Edme, lost to Cody in a fierce match, placing the young gnaw wolf as 5 out of 10. Now, We enter the final competition to decide on the prime candidates to be assessed by the chiefs. 10 wolves will chase a volunteer owl, who is dressed as a gray Melican, on a path to be determined by the volunteer. The 5 who keep up with the owl the longest will be chosen to be assessed. It looks as though the race is about to begin. Of the 10 wolves, we have 2 Macheaths, 3 McNamaras, and 5 McDuncans. The Macheaths have very favorable odds, if I do say so myself. Everyone watches as Corinne, with feathers painted red, flies towards the competitors. This young owl is named Corinne. He is said to hail from the great Cool Tree itself. Let's see what course young Corinne will decide on. Competitors, let the race begin. Corinne takes a deep breath and flies forward, causing the wolves to chase him and howl excitedly. Right away, one wolf with a missing paw trips on a rock and tumbles down a hill, knocking another competitor down in the process. Cody, who was right behind them, jumps over their heads, wincing and whining in pain before continuing with the race. Cody howls excitedly as he watches Corinne swerve and do barrel rolls in the air. One of the wolves, who is missing a tail, growls furiously as he falls further and further behind. He sees the wolf with a missing eye and a limp catching up to him, prompting him to ram the wolf into a nearby rock before continuing to run. Oh, that Macheath wolf just took out one of the McDuncans. Typical. I don't know of too many Macheaths who would like a fair fight. Cody's ears droop upon hearing this. He sees the attacking wolf nip at the heels of another wolf with a limp. A wolf with a missing eye hears the other wolf whine in pain, prompting them to turn around and charge at the attacker. The Macheath wolf smiles fiendishly and stops suddenly, causing his victims to collide. The attacking wolf growls and stalks towards the two, only for Cody to get in between them and bare his teeth, causing the other wolves and Corinne to stop the race. What are you doing? You're hurting the other wolves and making everyone mad at us. Get out of the way, you little. Enough! The remaining racers arrive on the scene. Stay out of this, Finbar. You expect me to step aside and allow you to harm our fellow competitors? Any who would resort to such methods are cowards, unfit for the Sacred Watch. I won't let you hurt anyone else. Enough! The remaining competitors sit and Corinne flinch as they look up to see Fingo glaring at them. The race is over. Go to the finish line and await the final results. The remaining competitors head to the finish line, while those that lost head back to their packs. Meanwhile, Corinne heads over to the other guardians. The heads of the clan are shown discussing something as the wolves wait in anticipation. Finally, Fingo walks up to the winners. We have decided on the new wolves for the Sacred Watch. Did you say wolves as in more than one wolf will be joining the watch? For their resilience, strength, and kindness, we are pleased to welcome Finbar McDuncan and Cody Macheath into the Sacred Watch. What? But I was the best. Cody and Finbar, you shall go with your taiga on your Sloan Leet, where you shall find your Tumfra, the place of your abandonment. Once your journey is complete, your taiga shall teach you the ways of the Sacred Watch. Yes, Fingo, thank you. The two wolves leave with a much older wolf, as the other wolves let out celebratory howls, all except for Dunleavy, who looks upset. Cut to the Macheath pet. Dunleavy is growling as he paces around. MacDuncans, always chosen for the watch over all other wolves. My lord, according to tradition, if 2 wolves are ever chosen for the watch, then they must be from different. But why did the second wolf need to be a MacDuncan? It is always a MacDuncan. Dunleavy looks and sees Gilbane about to leave. A few other wolves block her path as Dunleavy steps forward. Where are you going, Gilbane? You no longer hold my son's life over my head, so I am leaving. When did I say you could leave? You said that I would be free after tonight. Yes, free from your pitiful life. I can't have you telling the other clans what it is we do here now, can I? Gilbane snarls as Dunleavy prepares to lunge at her. Before a fight can begin, someone can be heard clearing their throat. The wolves look and see Naira with a bag near her. Am I interrupting something? Yes, who are you? Just a traveler who wishes to meet with the Sacred Watch. You are the Machetes, correct? The ones who were chosen to lead the Sacred Watch? We are the Machetes, but where did you hear that we were highborn? It is in the legends. Surely you have heard of them. The brave Machetes that formed the First Watch. I even brought you a present. Payment for a chance to meet with the Sacred Watch. Naira pulls open a bag to reveal the paintings within. The wolves surrounding Gilbane, walk up to Naira. You must be stupid if you don't know that the MacDuncans... Shut it! This traveler may be correct in her beliefs. We Machetes are superior in all things, after all. We are the smartest clan. We produce the most powerful pups. We are the most numerous. It is rare for our pups to be naturally born with deformities. Perhaps because we are not cursed. The MacDuncans produce more raw wolves than any other clan. I've heard that MacDuncans are treacherous, deceitful wolves. They must have tricked our ancestors into believing that they were highborn. They must have. I am aware that I am but a simple traveler, but I wish to help the Machetes retake their rightful place. I have a plan as to how to do it. You must simply lead me to the Emperor in order to enact it. Please, share with us your plans, traveler. Please, call me Naira. The wolves gather and growl as Gilbane quickly slinks away.